Hi, I'm Ethan Talapatra, and I'll be talking about the aerodynamics of the McLaren W1 hypercar. I've assumed for the longest time, right, that engineers designed the shape and makeup of a car largely for aesthetics, and that, that cool spoiler on the back of the car was what kept it grounded at extremely high speeds. But in reality, even though a wing meets the objective of generating efficient downforce, it creates incredible amounts of drag and significantly reduces maximum speed because of that. And so, because of this trade-off, engineers had to find another way to generate downforce, and one that wouldn't necessarily interfere with airflow as much as a big wing sticking out of the back of a car would. So the solution came from under, by exploiting the air tunnels underneath the car. Ground effect is heavily based on fluid dynamics, and when a fluid such as air flows through space, it much prefers streamlined flow. And what I mean by this is that imagine air molecules flowing through a pipe. Intuitively, the rate of air particles entering the pipe is equivalent to the rate of particles exiting it. But now imagine we squeeze this pipe. We still have to have the molecules moving at the same rate, but now there's just less room for them. So they have to physically squeeze through the restricted section. When there's less space available, the fluid simply speeds up. So now we have an area of faster moving air in the middle of the pipe, exiting it with a big drop in air pressure after coming out of that specific squeezed area. This finally results in a pressure difference being created above and below the car. And when you lower the air pressure immediately, you create a suction effect. So as the air tries to rush out of the squeezed area to the low pressured area, it pushes the car down essentially and creates massive amounts of downforce. F1 cars in particular are shaped in a way where air flows through the narrow pinch section within the underbody tunnels of the car's floor, where airflow is restricted and forced to accelerate right through the back diffuser. A low area of pressure is created right at that point, and the low pressure sucks the car towards the ground, and that is the same effect as downforce, where you've pretty much manipulated the energy of the airflow to pull the car towards the ground. So effectively, ground force is really valuable because it produces large amounts of downforce far more efficiently with far less drag than your conventional super cool looking aerodynamic device like the overhead wing. It's all about this downforce and drag trade-off. Aerodynamics isn't just about making the car fast, right? It's about controlling airflow to improve downforce. And in my personal opinion, the W1 illustrates this beautifully by implementing a Formula One style ground effect design to a legal road car. This car is all about aerodynamics and its uniqueness of using fully developed ground effects from F1 designs instead of mainly relying on an elevated aerodynamic surface above the car is what I think sets it from the other hypercars in the industry, like the Lamborghini, like the Porsche. This is all made possible by the aerocell, which is essentially the core of all the W1's aerodynamics. The footbox in the aerocell was lifted to channel and feed that high energy air towards underneath the car, where it works with the diffuser to generate massive amounts of ground effect downforce. Instead of your traditional supercar with a high-mounted fixed wing, interestingly, the W1 uses an active long tail that extends 300 millimeters backwards in race mode. And the suspension lowers as well to produce up to 5 times more downforce compared to regular road mode. And this active long tail acts as an extension to the diffuser to also work with the aerocell and the lowered suspension to generate about 1,000 kilograms of downforce at high speeds. That's almost equivalent to the car's own weight at 1,399 kilograms. So, in a nutshell, aerodynamic design is all about trade-offs, right? So for straight line speed, the lower the drag, the better. And for cornering and braking, maximum downforce improves grip and stability. And it's also worth mentioning that when the car needs to brake at super high speeds, to generate more drag, the active long tail lifts up. I think that ground effect designs like the W1's help reduce drag compared to a larger traditional wing, while still providing high and sufficient downforce. To learn more, I'd recommend checking out the videos and sources that I use, and I hope you found this topic of aerodynamics with the Hypercar W1 to be just as interesting as I did. Thank you.